fantasy football, sports betting, all the DFS, everything that you guys need, anything that you need, helping you out on this Saturday night across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So wonderful to have you guys with us as always. So excited about our show tomorrow. We're getting up early. We're going to watch some football. I'm going to see that Toy Story broadcast. I'm so excited about that. Hope you are as well. Here to answer all of your questions, so make sure you fire them in. Definitely excited about everything that we're here to offer. So if you guys need help with your fantasy football teams, your sports bets for tomorrow, fire away with those because that's why we're here. So let's get down to business, everybody. Between Brock Purdy and Tua, Cinco, I would go with Brock Purdy. Cinco, I'd go with Brock Purdy. Thanks so much for the question, Cinco. Cam, Waddle or Christian Kirk? Cam, I'd go with Waddle. Thanks so much for the question, Cam. Brian, Stroud or Trevor Lawrence? Good question. I'm going to lean slightly towards Trevor Lawrence. Stroud actually has the tougher matchup. Brian, thank you for the question. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for the gift earlier. JJ, Kyron Williams, Kamara, Swift, pick 2. JJ, it's a good question. I definitely go with Swift would be number 1, and I lean slightly towards Kyron Williams being 2, so I actually think Kamara is going to be my odd man out, JJ, and I'll go Kyron Williams and Swift as the 2 picks. Thanks so much. Appreciate the question. If you are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, feel free to fire away with your questions. Definitely here to help you guys out as well. So never hesitate, no matter the platform, to feel free to ask your questions. Love hearing from you guys every single day, no matter the show, no matter the platform. Peace Faith, Josh Kelly or Roshan Johnson. Interesting how those 2 players have all of a sudden become good picks for tomorrow's games. They have favorable matchups, but I'd go Roshan Johnson. Peace Faith, I'd go Roshan Johnson. Thanks so much for the question, Peace Faith. Anthony, Kamara or Zach Moss? Anthony, I'll lean slightly towards Zach Moss, just by a hair. It's close, but I'll lean slightly towards Zach Moss. Thank you for the question. Carter Newman, Mike Evans, Deontay Johnson for Jamar Chase. I'd rather have Jamar Chase, so if you're acquiring him, Carter Newman, I like it. I like acquiring Jamar Chase. Chris Films, great to see you again. Start 2. I would start Josh Palmer, and I would start Tank Dell, I think. I actually don't like the 2 running backs that you named. FBGJJ, I would go with Pacheco, and I'd lean slightly towards Miles Sanders, just barely over his teammate, but it's close. But Pacheco's my favorite one, FBGJJ. Great to have you with us. Thanks for the question. Smizzle421, yo, what's good? Thanks so much for supporting the show. Certainly appreciate it. If you guys have fantasy questions, feel free to fire away no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, here to help you guys out. Would you trade Kyron Williams for James Cook? I wouldn't right now because I really like the volume of overall touches that Kyron Williams is getting and will continue to get, George. So that's where I come out on that. Always good to see you, Chris Films. Thanks so much for being so supportive. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're a member of this great community. So wonderful to have all of you guys with us. Kaysen, would you accept this trade? I receive Madison and Ridley and trade away Cook and Pittman. Yes, I would, just because I'm so high on Ridley. I know you might be getting the worst of the deal in terms of both players, but I like the upgrade of wide receiver to Ridley, even though Pittman's had a really high receptions total over the last few weeks. He has been fantastic. So maybe I'm overlooking Pittman just a little bit now that Richardson has become a quality starter, more so than we thought at least. But Calvin Ridley still, I think, is worth it. So Kaysen, I would make that trade. Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate you guys who are supporting the show. Woolbank, start 2. Williams, Robinson, or Najee. Woolbank, I would start Williams and Harris. Williams and Harris, Woolbank. Williams and Harris, Woolbank. Brian Robinson just has too tough a matchup against the Eagles. Thanks for the question, Woolbank. The Philly Italian Realtor. Great to see you again, the Philly Italian Realtor. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Start Breida or Breece Hall. Really tough, really tough. I'm going to lean towards Breece Hall, just barely. I'm not crazy about it, but I lean in that direction. Chris Films, Jerome Ford, Palmer, or Madison. I'm flex in the PPR, in the flex, yep. Chris, I'd go Jerome Ford. Chris, I'd go with Jerome Ford. Thanks for the question, buddy. Appreciate you. HUD B, I would go with Roschon Johnson and Jerome Ford. Picking two, HUD B, I'd go Jerome Ford and Roschon Johnson. Thanks for the question. Alex Silva, Christian Kirk, or Terry McLaurin. Alex Silva, really tough for me. I'm going to lean slightly towards Christian Kirk, I think just barely. But the Eagles give up more passing yards than I'd like to admit. But it's Slay that I'm worried about. Slay matching up against Terry McLaurin. That's why I'm kind of fading him just slightly. Appreciate the question. Hope all of you guys are hitting that follow button. Hope all of you are a member of this community. We are live every single day. And our pregame show tomorrow will be at 8 a.m., everybody. That way, if you do have early game matchups, that 9:30 game, you'll be able to get your questions in, as well as your player prop bet questions, your DFS questions, your game pick questions. So we will be live at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, everybody. Hope you guys are with us. Hope you guys are following. You can watch from wherever, but I'm going to be live on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Dante, pick one to start. I'd go DJ Moore. Dante, I'd go DJ Moore. Thanks for the question. Chris Films, Hopkins or McLaurin. I'd go McLaurin over those two. I just don't trust Hopkins enough. Jordan Nielsen, Richardson or Burrow. It's a good question. I'm really torn between the two, but I got to go Joe Burrow. He's got the best matchup against that Tennessee pass defense. Jordan, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Carlos, who would you rather have rest of the season? It's a great question. My concern is Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. Otherwise, it would be clearly Christian McCaffrey. I think there's a greater likelihood that Chase stays healthy. But if both players stay healthy, it's Christian McCaffrey. My concern is that McCaffrey has an injury history where Jamar Chase, I think, is going to stay on the field for a majority of the season. Good question. C. Ferg 707, Wilson or Purdy? Ooh, really good. I know what I should say. By the way, what was that question? What was that poll question that just came up? I didn't see it, but I'd love to see it if someone could throw it up there again. Maybe I missed it. I would go Russell Wilson. C. Ferg, I hate doing it, but Purdy might have Debo out to begin with. I think I'd lean towards Russell Wilson. I can't believe I'm saying it, but Philip, Hoyer over Dak. Yeah, you must have heard my rant about Hoyer earlier. Rob, it's Bills or Dolphins? Oh, great question. Okay, so here's how I think this one ultimately plays out. I think the Dolphins are a cover play at 3.5, but I think the Bills, they're getting disrespected. I gotta dive into it a little bit more. I haven't come up with a game pick just yet. I feel like it should come out Bills, but the Jordan Poyer injury really concerns me. He is so pivotal to that defense. When he's there, they win. When he's not, it's not the same Bills defense. So I gotta dive into it a little. I do like the Dolphins to cover at 4.5 though. ML156. I'll go CD Lamb just because I trust Dak more than Jameis Winston. Waddle or Pickens? I would go Waddle. Over Pickens. It's close, but I would go Waddle. The Art Dealers, great to have you with us tonight. Ford, Herbert, or Hubbard. Also, do you still like Kirk over DJ Moore this week? I think I'd lean slightly. It's tough because Patrick Surtain. I still think I might like Kirk a little bit more, believe it or not. I still come out kind of liking Kirk a little bit more. The Art Dealers, what I'm really struggling with is when you have DJ Moore, there are certain weeks it's like you got to play him. You got to play him. If you don't play him this week, and this is one of those weeks. So I'm kind of saying to myself, if you're not using DJ Moore this week, why aren't you trading him? It's probably what you should do. Farika, great to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Great to see you. But between the group that you mentioned before, I really like Ford. Out of that group, I think I like Ford more than Herbert. It's close, but I think I like Ford more than Herbert. Thanks so much for the question. Act JJ, pick two. I'd go, I'd go Najee and I'd go Roshan Johnson. I'm getting turned around on Madison the more I look into the stats, but Act JJ, I'd go Najee and I'd go Roshan Johnson. Thanks for the question. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the show. Hope you guys are hitting that follow button no matter where you're watching, no matter the platform. Make sure you're a member of this amazing community. We are live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Let's get some questions over here. Owen, pick 2. Dell, Evans, Kirk, or Garrett Wilson. I go Christian Kirk, and I'll lean slightly towards Mike Evans, just barely. Thanks for the question, Owen. Chris, I'd go Waddle. Chris, I would still go Waddle. Dante, rate my 10-man. Herbert, Adams, Olave, Christian McCaffrey, Ford, Taylor on IR, Ingram, and DJ Moore. Really like it, Dante. Really strong team. Great to have all of you with us. Carlos, Lawrence, or Richardson. I'd go Anthony Richardson. Carlos Dos Santos. I'd go Anthony Richardson. Appreciate it. Sam, Ayuk, or Rashad White. Sam, I'd go Brandon Ayuk. Sam, I'd go Brandon Ayuk. Thank you. Nathan Reed, trade Moss for Najee, Bourne, and Michael Thomas. If you're getting those 3 players back, I would absolutely do it. I think there's value there, especially with Michael Thomas when Derek Carr comes back. Derek Jr. Escobar. I'm going to lean towards Cortland Sutton. Rod Jr., I'm going to lean towards Cortland Sutton over Jordan Addison. Appreciate you being with us. Jules. Talk me through Judy or Achan at the flex. You got to go Judy. He's got a great matchup against the Bears. I think that Russell Wilson is going to be given the license to cook or whatever we're calling it these days. So it's more so that I like Judy overall, especially with his speed. Arias, I traded Tank Dell for Swift. You're getting Swift, I like it. If you're getting Swift, I really like it. Arias Rubio. Brecken, thanks so much for supporting the show. Patrick Jennings, you got to go with the Chiefs defense. You got to go with the Chiefs defense, believing that they're ultimately going to be able to put pressure, Chris Jones especially, on Zach Wilson. Thanks so much for the question. Jonathan Mansour, Kyron Williams or Mostert. I'm going to still lean towards Mostert. I think Kyron Williams can get in the end zone, but Mostert's showing something, and that offense is so explosive. He can just do a lot of things. I'm going to lean towards Mostert just barely. Josh the Bosch 56. Puka, Thielen, James Cook. I'm going to put Puka 1, Thielen 2. So I'd rather have Puka number 1. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting the show. Really appreciate it. Bomb Track, half PPR. Would you trade Waddle, Jacobs for Garrett Wilson and Bijan? I'd rather have Waddle and Jacobs. Bomb Track. Edgar Aponte, 21. I'd go... Fields is probably the best play. Thank you, Dirty D. Fields is probably the best play out of that group. It's hard for me to say it. I lean towards Purdy personally, but it's close between those two. Stephen Cook, I'd go Mostert 1. Stephen Cook, I'd go Mostert 1, Swift 2, but it's close. I really don't like Mixon, guys. I'm fading Mixon very hard this week. Carter, I'd go Kelly. Carter, I'd go with Joshua Kelly. Dirty D, Amari Cooper. Dirty D, I'd go with Amari Cooper. Thanks so much for the question, Dirty D. Appreciate you. I traded Pacheco for Jacoby Myers. Good trade. I'd rather have Pacheco. Waller or Hawkinson? Ooh, tough question. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Waller, believe it or not. I think Waller might have the better week this week. I rarely feel that way, but I feel like Waller has the better week this week. I'm going out on a limb on that one. Usually I wouldn't bet against Hawkinson. He has such a good weekly total. George Play 01. Drop Fields. If you're not playing him this week, this week he's going to get good points. Tilly, Zach Moss or Palmer. I'm going to lean towards Zach Moss. Tilly, I'd go Zach Moss. J Money, start 2. I'd start Amari Cooper and I'd start Josh Jacobs. Amari Cooper and Josh Jacobs. Thanks for the question, J Money. Amari Cooper and Josh Jacobs. Jules, I'd go Palmer. Jules, I'd go with Palmer. Thanks for joining us, guys. Diego, I'd go Jerry Jeudy. Appreciate it. Christian Vasquez, I'd go Zay Flowers. Sal, I would get Barkley and Keenan Allen for Chase, Pierce, and Najee. I think I'd rather have Chase, Pierce, and Najee. I'd rather have Chase, Pierce, and Najee, Sal. I traded Mike Evans for Diggs. If you're getting Stephon Diggs out of that deal, that's a good one. Duffel bag, I'll go with Freiermuth. Duffel bag, I'll go Freiermuth. Thanks so much for the question, Duffel bag. Appreciate you. Guys, if you want all of my bets every single day, there are 2 ways to get them, at least on Sundays. You can get all of my bets on the SHARPZ app. All of my bets are on the SHARPZ app, so DM me on Instagram if you guys want a link to that and a referral code. But also, we give out a newsletter every Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning, we put out a newsletter at 6 a.m. that has all of our favorite game picks, all of our favorite player props, and the DFS lineup that we'll be playing for the day that we put out later in the morning. If you guys haven't done so already, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter. It shows up in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Favorite player prop bets, favorite game picks, and the DFS lineup in your email inbox at 6 a.m. So if you have not signed up yet, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Dirty D. Justin Fields is the better play tomorrow, Dirty D. I know it sounds crazy, but Dirty D, I got to ride with Justin Fields. I only said it because you gave me the hat and the cowboy, so I got to go with the theme of the gift, right? Appreciate the gift. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Relo 4, I'd go DJ Moore. Relo 4, I'd go DJ Moore. Thanks for the question. Nuv DK, I'd go Zay Flowers. Chris Films, I'm not giving up on Jahmyr Gibbs. He's a rookie. They'll work him in. The moment you give him up is the moment he starts to hit. Your boy T, I'd go with Higgins. Your boy T, I'd go with Higgins. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Chris B, Jerry Jeudy or Calvin Ridley. It's a great question. I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. Chris B. Thanks so much for supporting the show. Should I panic about Derrick Henry? Trevor, I'm starting him tomorrow. I've got some player prop bets that I'm going to put down on him, so I'm still a believer in Derrick Henry overall. Carson, start Geno or Daniel Jones? It's a great question. I'm going to start Geno. I just trust him a little bit more. I think Daniel Jones could have a much better game than he's had in the past few weeks, but I still think that Geno's the better play. Felipe Pissarro, Zach Moss or Bijan? Ooh, really tough. I'm going to go Bijan. I don't feel great about it, but I'm not as great on high on Zach Moss either. So I'll go Bijan, Felipe, just barely. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the question. Fisher Iverson. I'd go Adam Thielen. I'd go Adam Thielen over Jacoby Myers. Here's the only risk. I think Aiden Connell could have a game. So because of that, I think Jacoby Myers could have a game. But I'll lean towards Adam Thielen for now because the Vikings defense is so bad. Chargers are bad too. It's really a toss-up, but I might lean towards Adam Thielen at least for the moment. Jules, Atwell, Addison, or Flowers at the PPR. Fisher Iverson, I hope you're still with us. I'm going to take that back. Guys, Adam Thielen or Jacoby Myers? I'm going to go with Jacoby Myers. Look, I might be too big a believer on Aiden O'Connell. But I think that the Chargers defense in the passing game is that bad. I think Aiden O'Connell is actually going to surprise some people. I think he's the next Minshew. I think he's the next one. So forgive me. I spoke too quick on that. Adam Thielen has a great matchup, and there's an assumption there. But Bryce Young throwing the ball, I actually think Aiden O'Connell might actually have the better passing game to Jacoby Myers. There's something in the back of my mind telling me that. So that's where I come out on that one. Really appreciate you sticking through the back end of that question. Brent, Elijah Moore, Tank Dell. I'd go Elijah Moore. Brent, I'd go Elijah Moore. Thanks so much for being with us, Brent. Always appreciate it. Jules, Atwell, Addison, or Flowers? Jules, I'd go Flowers. Speaking of Flowers, I appreciate all those who are contributing to the show. Wonderful to have you guys with us. Deadpool, yeah, Colorado, but I also thought that USC kind of let its foot off the gas in ways that last week Oregon did not. Chris B, I'd go Roshan Johnson and I'd go Najee Harris. B, I'd go Roshan Johnson and I'd go Najee Harris. Chris B, thanks so much for the question, supporting the show. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. We will be live at 8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. So on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, we will be live at 8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. So if you have not done so, make sure you hit that follow button. That way you can wake up early with us. We are going to do a 5-hour show tomorrow, everybody. A 5-hour show tomorrow, 8 all the way up until kickoff. That way we can watch the Atlanta game with you guys, but we can also answer questions about it early. So we've got a very early wake up ahead of us, guys. Apple user 86. Who would flex? Algier, Kelly, Downs. I'd lean towards Algier just over Kelly, but it's close. Apple user 86. I lean towards Algier just slightly over Kelly. What is even that? What is even that? Should I start Derrick Henry or Zach Moss? I'm going to start Derrick Henry. I'm going to start Derrick Henry over those two. Appreciate the question. Dirty D, thanks so much for subscribing, Dirty D. Wonderful to have you as a part of the show. Great to have your questions. Thanks so much for subscribing. Feel free to fire away with your questions. We'll make sure we get to them. Daddy Ant, I'd go Ford. Daddy Ant, I'd go Ford over Achan, just because I think Ford's going to get more opportunities. Thanks so much. DeBear, Hill and Walker for Adams and Henry. Hunter Henry or Derrick Henry? I still think I'd like Hill and Walker more. I still think I like Hill and Walker more, even if it's Derrick Henry. Ayuk or Atwell, I'd go Brandon Ayuk. Rowe, I'd go Brandon Ayuk over Atwell. Thanks for the question. Buck, should I trade Higgins for Waddle straight up? If you can, I absolutely would. What is even that? Great so much to have you joining us. Thanks so much for subscribing. Wonderful to have some new subscribers. Thanks so much for joining us. Wonderful to have some new members of this great community. Braden, Higgins or Puka? Ooh, really tough. I'm going to go Higgins just barely. Higgins has a great matchup. I think Puka has a lot of catches, but I'll take Higgins overall. By the way, in the poll, the Bills, who will win the game? Let's get another poll. I liked that. Let's get another poll. Let's do, what's another game? Oh, let's do the early game. Falcons, Jaguars. We'll just do that one. All right. Let's see. All right. For some reason the poll is screwing up. So, I'm going to let my moderators handle that. Moderators, you know what you're doing. I'll let you handle that. Levi, great to have you as another team member loading up. On a lot of team members lately, it's great. Brent, can you do a Rams Colts poll? Yeah, we can. Can we get our moderator? Who will win on this one? Rob, what was the question, Rob? Who will win? NAR, I'd go Thielen. NAR, I'd go Thielen. Max Hewitt, Falcons, and thank you. Thanks for putting that one up. We'll get to that next one, Brent. Brecken, I'd go Gabe Davis. Levi, I'd go Chris Godwin. Brecken, I'd go Gabe Davis. Thanks so much. Sorry if I missed your question earlier. Duffel bag, I would sit Garrett Wilson. I'd sit Garrett Wilson. Max Hewitt, who do you think will win, Steelers or Texans? I think the Steelers are going to win. I think the Steelers are going to get a big road win. Chris B, Bengals defense or Steelers defense? I'm going to go with the Steelers defense. Anonymous, great to have you with us, Anonymous. Great to have you with us. Thanks so much for supporting the show. Great to have all of you guys with us every single day. Garrett Wilson or Josh Palmer? I'll go Josh Palmer even in the PPR. Start 2, Christian Kirk, Judy, Jacoby Myers, or Kyron Williams. I'm going to go Christian Kirk. And I'm going to go Jerry Judy. Kirk and Judy. It's close, though. Thanks so much for supporting the show. Great to have so many of you guys with us every single day. Rob, what other poll did you want to do? I also wanted to do the Colts Rams. We had a request from YouTube for the Colts and Rams. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you, man. By the way, you know how great a community we have? Even our moderators are awesome. Like, what an awesome team we have here at Butt Fumble Sports. I so appreciate you guys. Should I start Mostert even though they are playing the Bills? Yes, I would. I still start Mostert. Gotta start two. I would start Flowers and Kelly. Eli, I'd start Flowers and Kelly. Wes, I would start Jacoby Myers, and I'd start Tutu. I'm sitting Garrett Wilson. Dom G4X, I traded Herbert and Dell for Ridley, Saquon, and Trevor Lawrence. I like that. That's a haul. Harris or McKinnon, very, very close between the two. Man, I'm going to lean slightly towards Najee Harris, but it's very close because I think McKinnon could get in the end zone again. Thanks for the question. Mason was Pollard, Mostert, and Purdy for Hurts, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, a good trade. Yes, I think so. Zach Moss or Miles Sanders. Emory, I'm going to lean towards Zach Moss. Ethan plays 22. Start one at the flex. I'll go with Jerome Ford. I'll go with Jerome Ford. Ethan plays 22. I'll go with Jerome Ford. Thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. X, Puka, Olave, or Cooper. Pick two. X, I'm going to sit Olave. Believe it or not, I'm going to sit Olave. I don't trust Jameis Winston, so I'm just going to avoid him on this one. Jake Bish, I'd go Pickens. Trade Mostert and Christian Kirk for Barkley and London. I'd rather have Mostert and Kirk. ID Maggio, I'd rather have Mostert and Kirk. Goofy Gibb, I'd go with James Conner. Goofy Gibb, I'd go with Connor. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button, everybody. Make sure you hit that follow button. We're live every single day, so make sure you hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show, including tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We'll be live 8 a.m. all the way up until kickoff of the 1 p.m. games. Should I trade Ford, Olave, Goddard for Lamb, Andrews, and Javonte Williams? If you're getting Lamb, Andrews, and Williams, yes. I'd love to have Lamb, Andrews, and Williams. I'd love to have that side of the deal. Brecken. I'd go Mostert and Stevenson. Brecken. Mostert and Stevenson. Hope you're having a great night, Brecken. Emory. I'd go Cortland Sutton. Emory, when it's a question of players on the same team, I usually lean towards the wide receiver one. He's just going to get more targets. Thanks so much, Emory. Unless there's a clear cornerback one on the other side, which there's not for the Bears. Alwarzo, I'd go Pacheco. I'd go Pacheco over Jacobs. Dominic, great to have you as a part of the subscriber group. I would go with Judy. That's where I'd come out, Dominic. I'd go Jerry Judy, just barely over Flowers. It's close. I want to take Zay Flowers, but it's a tough matchup. I'll go with Judy instead. Brady, I'm going to go Derrick Henry. I think I'd rather have Henry long term, actually. Morgan, Pickens, or Judy. I'm going to lean slightly towards Pickens. Just in that one, I think he might get a few more targets overall. William. Wait a minute. I might flop on that one. I might come back on that one. On the Pickens-Judy one. Yeah, I'm going to... No, I'm going to go Judy. Morgan, I got to go Jerry Judy. I'm going to flip-flop on it. I'm going to go Jerry Judy. Do you do roster grading and trade suggestions? William, yes, we do. Trade suggestions, not so much. What we really do is if you guys have a trade, we grade the trade or we give you advice on it. it's hard for us to give you a trade suggestion just because I often say it has a lot to do with the other teams in your league, the other owners, who's responsible, who's going to really make a trade with you, who's going to be willing to actually give up a player that they may like. That's a little harder for me to be able to predict. Caden Moore, I'd go Roshan Johnson. Caden Moore, I think Roshan Johnson's actually the better play. Wes, would you take Wilson or Zach Moss? I'd go with Zach Moss tomorrow in the flex. Thanks so much for the question, Wes. Brandon, I'd go Jerry Jeudy. Brandon, I'd go Jerry Jeudy. Goofy Gibb, I'll go Olave. Goofy Gibb, I'll go Olave. Yeah, I feel the same way. ID Maggio. Oh, I gave you advice. ID Maggio, I answered that one. ID Maggio. Maybe is it different than before? Oh, it's different than before. My bad. I'd rather have Barkley and Ridley. There's a trade I like. I'd take the Barkley and Ridley side on that one, ID Maggio. I take the Barkley and Ridley side. Thanks for the question. Is Debo going to play? I don't feel good about it right now. I'm not hearing as much about it, but we'll see. I still don't have I haven't had strong word on it yet. Jacob, start 2. Christian, Kirk, Jeudy, Jacoby Myers, or Kyron Williams. Jacob, I would go Kirk and Jeudy just barely over Myers, but it's close. Pick 3 in a PPR. I'd go Moss. I'd go Williams. And because it's a PPR, I'd actually go Kamara. Brecken, I'd go Pittman. Brecken, I'd go Pittman. Thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. Mike Crombie, I'd go with Addison just barely. Sean, I'd go Drake London. Thanks for the question. Mondo G for games. I'd go Roshan Johnson. Roshan Johnson has a great matchup. Mega, I'd go Jacoby Myers. Go Jacoby Myers over Michael Thomas. Thanks for the question. Jacob, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Cooper for Keenan Allen and Ayuk. Very fair deal. I think it's actually a really good trade on both sides. Anbu, A-N-B-U, I would go with Roshan Johnson and Tyler Algier. Out of all that group, I know it's crazy, but Roshan Johnson and Tyler Algier. Thanks for the question. Bills Mafia 235. I'd go Brock Purdy. Okay, you guys clearly are about them Jaguars tomorrow. That's good. I like that. Chris McCoy, Fields and Herbert for Richardson. Yes, I do the trade actually. So great to have all of you guys with us every single day. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're a member of this Butt Fumble Sports community. We are live every single day across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So make sure you're with us. Hit that follow button, folks. Landon, just traded Mostert for Etienne and Ingram. Like it. Good idea, Landon. Jake and Bake. I'd go Daniel Jones. I'd go Daniel Jones. T-Coats 09. I'd go, if I'm sitting one, I'd sit Mike Evans. T-Coats 09, I'd sit Mike Evans. Thanks for the question, buddy. Hope you're enjoying your evening. Ulfa Cure Mom, I'd go Zay Flowers. I'd go Zay Flowers. Thanks for watching. Henry, I'd go DJ Moore over Tank Dell. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Christian Guerrero, 97. Christian, I'd go Ford. I'd go Ramondre Stevenson barely over Ford. It's very close, but I'll go Stevenson just barely over Ford. Thanks for the question, Christian. Travis 234567. I'd go Justin Fields. Travis 234567. I would go with Justin Fields. Better matchup. Pedro, Pitts or Goddard. Pedro, it's Kyle Pitts, but I mean, we know how we feel about Kyle Pitts, don't we, at this point? Should I trade Eckler and Higgins for Jamar Chase and Kamara? It's a very fair trade. I think it's a very fair trade. I'd probably lean slightly towards the Eckler-Higgins side. Maybe just barely, but it's very, very close. I don't know. It's very close. Connor, Jacoby Myers, or Joe Mixon? Connor, I'll go with Jacoby Myers. Thanks so much. For all those that are new to Butt Fumble Sports, we talk sports every single day. We do a live show every single day. So make sure you hit that follow button, whether you're watching on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. There is not going to be one day we're not live, so make sure you hit that follow button. Farouz, should I trade Kyren or keep him? I'd keep him. He's getting a great number of total rushes per game. DJ Moore, Dell, Pickens, or Hall? I'd go DJ Moore. Nano MK, I'd go DJ Moore. Thanks for the question. Simon de Chipmunk, I'd go Lockett and Puka. Say Young God, I'd go Gabe Davis. Wyatt Stadler, I'd go Zach Moss, I think, just barely. It's close. I'd go Moss. Regan Cooper, I go the other direction with you, though. Regan Cooper, I'd go Pacheco. Casey McQuarrie, will Achin play this week? Yeah, he's going to play. I don't know how much value he has. If you had to pick, would you say Rams or Colts? I'm leaning towards the Colts. I think the Colts are going to win tomorrow. So that's where I'm leaning, Brent. Michael, Warren or Hall? I'm going to lean towards Warren. Believe it or not. Joe, Devin Achan, or Jordan Addison or Roshan Johnson, pick two. Okay. Joe, I would go with Addison and Roshan Johnson and Addison. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting the show. You guys have been absolutely great. Wanted to jump on, and at least get some fantasy football questions answered for a little bit. So make sure you guys hit that follow button. If I answer your question, or if you love the content, if you love talking sports betting, or fantasy sports, make sure you're part of this community. Sal, I'd go with Kyren Williams just barely over Addison. Sal, I would go Kyren Williams. Landon Wilson, filming my first podcast tonight. Any tips? Having been a producer of people who talk on air, what I would say is know what you want to say and say it. Be thoughtful, be conversational, be at ease. It takes a while. Know that it takes a little bit of time to get rid of the ums and the stutters. But what I would certainly say is have something you want to say and say it. And say it like you were talking to a friend. When I talk to you guys here on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, what do I think? I just had a friend over. We just hung out and we watched sports. It's kind of what I would want to do if you guys were in my living room right now. I would go, hey, what do you guys think about this game? What do you think about this bet? My friend just did it a moment ago. We just spent a couple hours watching college football, eating some food, and he went, do you think this guy's going to get a touchdown tomorrow? And I'd look it up. Or I'd think about it, and I'd give an answer. That's the kind of environment that I want you guys to have here at Butt Fumble Sports. A safe space where you guys can learn, ask questions, joke around. Everybody's nice. Everyone's cordial. So I hope you guys just enjoy the content, enjoy the show. It's just a lot of fun being with you guys every single day. I change up the live goal to have a little fun. Hopefully you guys have fun with it as well. Jordan, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, or Brock Purdy? Jordan, I'd go with Joe Burrow. He's got the best matchup. Jordan, I'd go Joe Burrow. Thanks so much for the question, Jordan. Jonah Shapiro, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Jonah Shapiro 10, Cortland Sutton. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're a follower of Butt Fumble Sports. It's so wonderful to have you with us. Yurt, I'd go Jerome Ford. I'm dope. I'm thinking about playing Wilson instead of Cousins. It's not a bad idea. I'm dope. It's not a bad idea. Meatwad. I'd go Roshan Johnson. Oh, you're asking for a trade. If you're getting Roshan Johnson in time for tomorrow, it might be worth it because Roshan Johnson's going to have a good day. Farouz Tehran, how you feeling about Waddle this week? I really like him. Farouz Tehran, I think he has a good week. Thanks so much for those watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick as well as on TikTok. Feel free to fire away with those questions. Tank Dell or Olave? Oof. Might be Olave just barely. Victor, I'd go with Ford. I really don't like Mixon tomorrow, guys. Bad matchup. So, Victor, I'd go with Ford over Mixon. Thanks for the question. Smiley face. Start Najee. It's a good matchup against the Texans. Jordan, should I start Achan or Ramondre Stevenson? Jordan, you should go with Ramondre Stevenson. Jordan, I'd go Stevenson over Devon Achan. Thanks so much for the question. Jessica Gray, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Trade Mostert and Mixon for Eckler and Pierce. If you're getting Eckler and Pierce, I love it. If you're getting Eckler and Pierce, I really like it, Jessica. ACAR88, sit 1. I would sit Collins. ACAR88, it's close. ACAR88, I take that, it's close. ACAR88, I'm sticking with it. Sit Collins. H, traded Connor for Javonte Williams and Christian Kirk. Good trade. Like it, H. Dakota, Higgins or Thielen. Dakota, Higgins. T. Higgins is going to have a great game for you. Ian Shapiro, Pickens or Wilson at the flex. Ian, I'd go with Pickens. Are you doing longer type of questions now? Yes. Cap VN, I promised you I would, so yes, fire away, Cap VM. Pedro, should I start Roschon Johnson instead of Mostert and Moss? I actually think you should. It's the one day you might. 21 Forever, should I start Allen or Richardson in fantasy? I'm going to start Allen. I don't feel great about it, but I'll start Allen because I think he can get a rushing touchdown almost as likely as Anthony Richardson. Can you start Cam Akers this week? Woo, I think you can. He's now had enough time to get in there. Ian Shapiro, I'm going to lean slightly towards Ford, just barely over Pierce. I kind of like Pierce, but there's still some offensive line issues. Sawyer Canning, should I trade Olave and Mostert for Bijan? I think you're giving up way too much. Sawyer, I'd rather have Olave and Montgomery. Zaddy Willie, you got to go Puka because Debo's banged up, so I'd go Puka. Zaddy Willie, I'd go with Puka. Ming Hill, I'd go Javonte Williams. Thanks for the question. Wu-Tang again. I'd go Christian Kirk over Atwell. Wu-Tang again. Thanks for the question. Andy at TTS. Should I start Saquon, Akers, Justice Hill, or Tank Dell? Cam Akers is the one that I think I like the most, given that Saquon Barkley's questionable. If he plays Monday night, I'd say Saquon, but you don't know if he is, so just hard to believe in it. Purdy or Trevor Lawrence, I'd go Brock Purdy. Thanks so much for the question. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Again, if you guys want my bets every day, make sure you DM us on Instagram, Buttfumble Sports on Instagram. Definitely here to give you guys all of my bets. They're free every single day. But as I told you guys, every Sunday morning we do our weekly newsletter. Our newsletter includes our favorite NFL game picks, our favorite player prop bets, as well as our DFS lineup. So if you guys want to get that newsletter, just go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That's buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for the free newsletter, and it'll be in your email inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Eric, Mixon, James Cook, or Swift? I'd go Cook and Swift. Eric, I would go with Cook and Swift. Mixon has a bad matchup. Ethan, I'd go with Waller this week. Ethan Karabinas. I think that's right, but I'm probably butchering the name. Ethan, I'd go with Waller. Thanks so much for the question. Again, sign up for that free newsletter. Get it in your inbox at 6 a.m. Make sure you sign up now. When I'm putting it together, it's going to have my favorite picks, player prop bets, game picks, DFS lineup. Make sure you sign up on that on the website. Layun, I'd go Roschon Johnson over McKinnon. Matt 7555. I'd go Matt 7555. I'd go Daniel Jones, believe it or not. Matt 7555. I'd go Daniel Jones. IP Shade 45, great to have you with us. Thank you so much. Great to see a familiar face. Got so many at this point. It's awesome to know that there are so many of you guys who join us for every single show. Just the loyalty of you guys is incredible. Jessica Gray, I need to start too. I would start Pierce and Kamara. Jessica, I'd start Pierce and Kamara. Danny, Bills or Dolphins? I'd take the Dolphins to cover at +4.5. Dolphins to cover at +4.5. AZ, I like the Steelers tomorrow. I like the Steelers outright. I like the Steelers on the money line. I'm dope. Pick 2. I'd go Amari Cooper, and I'd go Josh Palmer. Cooper and Palmer. Thanks for the question, I'm dope. Pick 3. Jefferson, Evans, Waddle, Ayuk, Debo, Lockett. Tony, what's good? Tony, I'd go Justin Jefferson, Waddle, and Ayuk. Tony, I'd go Jefferson, Waddle, and Ayuk, Tony. Thanks so much, IP Shade 45. Yeah, decide to go with that live goal. We'll see if we hit it tonight. Cap VN. 10-man PPR. Daniel Jones, yuck. Montgomery, he'll have a better game this week, though. Montgomery, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, Brian Robinson, Gibbs, and Miles Sanders. Jefferson, St. Brown, Judy, Cooper Kupp. Okay, so I love your wide receivers. You're great there. I like your tight end. I hate your running backs. Your running backs are a mess right now, and it's all because Gibbs isn't playing up to his potential or isn't getting the opportunity to. I like Brian Robinson most weeks. The fact that you have Montgomery means you're in an okay place, but you don't have that second running back that we really want unless Brian Robinson has a favorable matchup. So overall, I'd give it a B+ cap. I'd give it a B+ cap VN, but I can see where the problems are, at least this week in the running game. Kyron Williams would be my other running back this week. I hope you started David Montgomery. User 21, I'd go DJ Moore. User 2106, I'd go DJ Moore. Thanks for the question. Tay D, I would rather have AJ Brown. Tay D, 1N, I'd rather have AJ Brown. Cameron, if you're getting Ramondre Stevenson and Pacheco for Mixon, make that deal and run. By the way, breaking news, Blake Griffin is retiring. Is it may retire? Oh, it's may retire. Gives a crap about may retire. Dat dude. I'm going to go with Pacheco just barely. It's very close because Gabe Davis could find his way into the end zone. But that dude, I'm going to lean towards Pacheco. J-Rad B. Choose one for the flex. I'm going to go with Javonte Williams. J-Rad B. I'm going to go Javonte Williams. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're a follower of Butt Fumble Sports. So happy to have you guys with us every single day. Cap VN, great to have you with us. Tanner T, should I trade Stephon Diggs for CeeDee Lamb and Rashad White? I mean, sure. Yeah. Okay. Stunaman, I'm trading away A.J. Brown for Diggs and Tank Dell. I like it. I think that's a fair trade. I think you're getting an upgrade, especially if you need that extra flex. Help, trade Kittle for Henry? You can. I think it's okay. I think there are going to be some weeks like this week in that Kittle might be the better play, actually. Matthew Waring, I go Tutu Atwell, believe it or not. Jacob, I'd go Ford. Jacob Goucher, I'd go Ford. Lamar or Purdy, I'd go Brock Purdy over Lamar Jackson. Thanks so much for the question. John T, I'd go Anthony Richardson. John T, 1587, I'd go Anthony Richardson. Tank Dell or Ayuk. Ethan, I'd go Brandon Ayuk. Joel, Ayuk or Puka. Ooh, really tough. I'm going to go Brandon Ayuk this week, though, Joel. Very close. Drew, should I accept Kyron Williams and Najee for Jonathan Taylor? I'd rather have Williams than Najee, to be honest. Goat, I'd go Jerry Judy. Thanks for the question. So great to have so many of you guys with us every day. We have our live show tomorrow morning. We have a live show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. From 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be live on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Should be one of our biggest shows that we've ever done. I hope you guys are with us maybe from the start or whenever you guys wake up. Just turn on TikTok, YouTube, or Twitch, or Kick, and we will be live with you guys for the entirety of the morning. We are going to watch that NFL game on our side computer on our ESPN Plus, because I'd love to see what's going on in Andy's room for the ESPN broadcast. But I'm going to be live with you guys all morning. So your fantasy questions, your sports betting questions, your DFS questions will all be answered. So make sure you hit that follow button, whether you're watching on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, or YouTube. Make sure you're hitting that follow button right now, and that way you don't miss our show tomorrow, because I assure you we're going to give out a lot of picks during the show. We're going to answer all of your questions. I'm going to give out a ton of picks, player prop bets, everything that you guys need to cash in. IP Shade 45, thanks so much. Your favorite person, I'll go Javante. Your favorite person, I'll go Javante. Start 3, Ridley, Smith, Puka, Tank Dell. Christian Jacobs, out of that group, I would sit Tank Dell. Christian Jacobs, I would sit Tank Dell. Thanks for the question. Let's get to some questions over here on YouTube for a couple minutes, or on Twitch as well. B-Space34, B-Space34. I'll lean towards Palmer 1, just barely over Thielen. Thanks for the question. Ian Shapiro. I'd rather have Brian Robinson and Hurts. Ian Shapiro, I'd rather have Brian Robinson and Hurts. Carlos 95. I'd rather have Ayuk. Oh, I'd go Ayuk and Ford. Carlos 95, Ayuk and Ford. Peyton, would you trade Connor for Swift? Yes, I would, Peyton. Yes, I would. Josh Hicks. Josh Hicks. Should I trade Ford for T. Higgins? Yes, you should. Josh Hicks. Yes, you should. Sean M. I'd go... Sean M. I gotta go Adam Thielen. Sean M. I gotta go Thielen. Eric Johnson, it's split. I'll go Thielen. Close. Johnny Paycheck 3. Johnny Paycheck 3. I'll go Cortland Sutton. Braden, I'll go Jerome Ford. Braden, I'll go Jerome Ford. Zingsty, I'll go Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk over Hollywood Brown. Jacob BBR, I'd go... Yes, I do Tank Dell. I'd rather have Tank Dell. Is Pat Freiermuth going to do good tomorrow? Yes, I think so. Daniel Soria, I do think so. Freiermuth's going to have a good game. Yurt Val, I would sit 2-2 out of that group. I'd sit 2-2 out of that group. Brandon, I'd go Jordan Addison. Brandon, I'd go with Jordan Addison. Austin Daniel, I'd go with the Bears running backs. Thanks, IP Shade 45. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. Again, if you want all of my bets for tomorrow, all the player prop bets, all the game picks, and you want them right now, just DM me on Instagram. ButtFumble Sports on Instagram. Just DM me on Instagram, and I'll hook you guys up with a link and a referral code. We give out picks every single day. And when I say we do well with our NFL picks, I wish some of our subscribers and some of our viewers could speak to it. We do really well, and I would love to put some money in your pocket tomorrow. So make sure you guys DM me on Instagram, ButtFumble Sports on Instagram. You can get all of my picks for free. I use the SHARPZ app. They sponsor the show, but it's a social media app, so it connects my sports book. Every bet that I make on my own automatically goes there. I literally went through every game and looked for players that I like to get a sack. That's actually been one of the bets that we've been cashing on incredibly consistently, is looking at players we think are going to get a sack. TJ Watt, really like him tomorrow. I mentioned him earlier this week. If you guys are watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, you'll see this up on your screen right now. Really like TJ Watt, over half a sack. Took that earlier in the week. Myles Garrett, over half a sack. Took that earlier in the week as well. If you guys want all of my bets every single day, make sure you DM me on Instagram. You can get them for free. Doesn't cost you anything. You can see all of them. And what I like the most is you can comment on them. So I literally could hear you. If you don't like them, you can fade me. You can talk trash to me. I get a kick out of it. So I love it. IP Shade 45, thanks so much for the cowboy hat. I really appreciate it. Sky Moore or Khalil Herbert. I'd go Khalil Herbert. I'd go Khalil Herbert. E. Castro, I'd go Joe Burrow. E. Castro, I'd go Joe Burrow. The real CK. The real CK. I'd rather have Taylor and St. Brown. The real CK. I'd rather have Taylor and St. Brown. IP Shade 45, thanks. I'd love to hit that live goal. Thanks so much, man. Richardson or Fields? Cato 13, I'd go with Richardson. Silv 8310, I'd go Flowers. Silv 8310, I'd go Flowers. Chris B, did you say Roshan and Najee to start over Madison and Mixon? Yes. Chris B, that's exactly what I said. Roshan and Najee. Roshan and Najee. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting the show. IP Shade 45, such a great viewer, such a loyal supporter. C. Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, or C.J. Stroud? I'd go Trevor Lawrence. C. Stafford, I'd go Trevor Lawrence. Thanks for the question. Thoughts on Gibbs? I'd keep him. I'd ride it out with him a little bit longer. Wouldn't give up on him just now. Braden, I'd go Khalil Herbert. Braden, I'd go Khalil Herbert. Thanks for the question. Junior, I'd go Waddle. Junior, I'd go Waddle. I think just barely. Nigel, Thielen, Sutton, or Pickens? Nigel, I'm going to go Cortland Sutton. Nigel, I'm going to go Cortland Sutton. Thanks for joining us. Lorenzo, I'd go Christian Kirk. Lorenzo, I'd go with Christian Kirk. Jacob, RR22, really appreciate you joining us. I'd rather have Davis and Hall in that case. Davis and Hall in that case. Appreciate you guys being with us. Again, make sure you sign up for that free newsletter. The free newsletter is on our website. You can sign up for it. buttfumblesports.com. That newsletter will be in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 6 a.m. tomorrow. So if you want that free newsletter, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. Cam Kelly, I'd go Ayuk. Cam Kelly 249, I'd go Ayuk. Thanks for joining us. Donald Truong, I'd go Najee Harris, Donald. Bryce, pick 2. Waddle, Tank Dell, 2-2, or Gabe Davis. Bryce, I'd go with Waddle and Gabe Davis. Bryce, it would be Waddle and Gabe Davis. Thanks for the question. Moneybags01, I think I'd rather have Mostert, so if you're getting Mostert, I like it. Damien, I'd start Mostert over Connor. Dylan Lip, I'd start Stevenson over Connor. Jarino, I'd go with Waddle. Jarino RMZ, I'd go with Waddle. AZ Drex, I lean towards the Bucks. I'd really like to take them in a cover play. +3.5 would be the best spot, obviously. Ryan, I'd go Najee Harris tomorrow, Ryan. Najee Harris over Brian Robinson. Great to have you guys with us. Hope you guys have hit that follow button. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you've hit that follow button. We're live every single day, so make sure you're a follower. Make sure you hit that follow button today. Would love to have you guys joining us tomorrow for our early show. So if you have not done so yet, make sure you hit that follow button. Gotta change the effects. Mostert or Kelly? I'd go Mostert. Since you're watching the game, who's winning? I take the Jaguars. I take the Jaguars to win, AZ. I take the Jaguars to win. Appreciate all those who are watching the show, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Again, if you want all of my bets every single day, make sure you DM me on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports on Instagram, or go sign up for the free newsletter on our website, buttfumblesports.com. Those are the two ways to get all of our picks ahead of time. That way you can get all of my picks, put them in. You can either get them all on the SHARPZ app, DM me on Instagram for that, or you can get them through our newsletter. ButtFumbleSports.com is where you can sign up for that. Daniel, is Freiermuth good to go tomorrow? Yep, I like him tomorrow. Braden, which one receiver? I'd go Cortland Sutton. Braden, I'd go Cortland Sutton. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Dat Dude, I'd go Palmer. Dat Dude, I'd go with Palmer. A, I'd go with Henry and Higgins. I'd rather have Henry and Higgins. It's a fair trade for both sides, though. Fair trade for both sides. Winter Soldier, I'd start Williams and Ford. Winter Soldier, I like all three, but I'd start Williams and Ford. Final few minutes of the show, everybody. Final few minutes of the show. Hope you guys have hit that follow button. Make sure you do. Make sure you help us out with our live goal. Really appreciate the support. Adam LOL, I'd go Mike Evans, just barely. Adam LOL, I would go Mike Evans. Matthew, I'd go Ford. Matthew, I'd go Ford over Palmer. Christian, I'd go Pittman, I think. Avery, I'd go Puka. No, don't trade. Avery, don't do that trade. Your father, I'd go Kyron Williams, your father. Hunter Penny, I'd go Christian Kirk. Hunter Penny, I'd go Christian Kirk. Thanks so much for the question. Adam, appreciate the support. Jose R, which one do I sit? I would sit... Wow. I'd sit Thielen, but I don't feel great about it. Savio S. I would go with Zay Flowers. Savio S, I'd go Zay Flowers. Thanks for the question. Damian, I'd go George Kittle over Hunter Henry. Braden, I'd go DJ Moore. Adam, LOL, you should start Keenan Allen. Yes, you should. Appreciate all of those who are joining us, all of those who are Butt Fumble Sports followers. Make sure you're a butt fumbler. Make sure you're a member of this great community. I'm dope. I'd go Russell Wilson. I can't believe I'm saying it. I'm dope, but I think Russell Wilson's got the best matchup. He should have the best stats. Make sure you guys hit that follow button if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure that you're a follower. We are live at 8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. If you want to join us at 8 a.m. tomorrow, make sure you hit that follow button. We are going to be live for 5 hours. Yep, I might have to order me some food in between, but we are going to be live for 5 hours answering all of your fantasy questions, your sports betting questions, everything that you guys need to make sure you cash in on all of the action tomorrow. So make sure you guys have hit that follow button. If you have not done so already, hit that follow button, everybody, and that way you can join us for our early show tomorrow. I've still got some work to do. I've got some picks to give out, some work to do, obviously some bets to make. If you want all of my bets, either DM me on Instagram, or you can sign up for our free newsletter at buttfumblesports.com. So if you want to get my picks ahead of time, if you want to get my picks before that early game starts, make sure that you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, or hit us up on our DM us on Instagram. No, unfortunately, this is an ad. This is actually the end of the show. We've been live for about an hour, and I am ready to go put in some research and work to make sure I cash some tickets for you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to end the show right now. I hope you guys stay healthy. I hope you guys stay safe. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're following us, because we are going to be live for 5 hours tomorrow, everybody. We will be live at 8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. At 8 a.m. tomorrow, we will be live. 8 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you want all of your questions answered, if you want all your help, 8 a.m. tomorrow, we will be live. Rise and shine, everybody. We will be live the entire time. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're with us. It's going to be an early morning. You might see a grouchy Butt Fumble Sports, but I'm going to power through it, and we are going to talk some early football because we've got a game in London to talk about, watch, and help you guys out with the 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and Sunday night window. So, if you have not done so already, hit the follow button, and that way you can join us tomorrow because we will be live, as I said. Every single day we're live, but tomorrow it is an early rise day. So, hope you guys are going to join us. Really excited about it. Cannot wait. Just want to give a big shout out to all of those who support the show, subscribe to the network, all of those who support us behind the scenes. Thank you guys so much. I am so grateful for all the support you guys show us every single day. You guys have no idea how wonderful it is to come on here and feel like I'm talking to literally 500, 1,000 of my friends every single day. It's great to be able to talk to you guys because I get to really engage with you guys, answer your questions, have a few laughs, obviously talk sports. So every single day, you guys make my day, and obviously I have a lot of fun talking to you guys. Hope you guys are following us. Hope you're subscribing. Cannot wait to talk sports with you and football tomorrow with you at 8 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 8 a.m. tomorrow is when our show starts. So hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, go get yourself signed up for the newsletter. And with that, have a great night, everybody, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody.